Welcome to ARK, a space for stories, values, and Torah that speaks to the heart. Today, we're exploring a question that's simple on the surface but deeply human. What happens when what we want comes at the expense of someone else? Is every success worth it, even if someone else pays the price? We'll hear a special story about the great Tzaddik, the Chafetz Chaim, a short story with a powerful message. So take a moment, breathe deep, and let your heart open. Not at the expense of others. The genius Rabbi Yaakov Galinsky participated in a large religious convention together with Maran Rabbeinu Ovadia Yosef. Rabbi Galinsky told there an amazing story that happened over 100 years ago about the sensitivity towards others of the Chafetz Chaim, Rabbi Israel Meir of Radin. It was at the wedding of one of the Chafetz Chaim's students. After the Kiddushin ceremony, the guests at the wedding, which took place in the courtyard, went to the barrel to wash their hands for the meal. At that time, there were no shiny faucets, valuable sinks, and luxurious event halls or designed pitchers, but rather a well, a bucket, and a barrel for storing water. And then something astonishing happened. Before washing his hands, the Chafetz Chaim entered the kitchen of the house. After a few moments, he returned to the courtyard of the house. There, the wedding was being held, and to the surprise of those present, he filled the vessel with water, only up to a quarter, and washed his hands up to the joints of his fingers, as we do on Yom Kippur. None of the attendees dared to ask the Chafetz Chaim why he did this. However, one of the students casually mentioned the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat 62, page 2. Rav Hista, who would wash his hands abundantly, said that he washes his hands with a large amount of water to receive abundance from heaven. The Chafetz Chaim understood the hint, stood up, and explained to those present that indeed the words of the Gemara are entirely true, but Rav Hista made the effort himself to wash his hands with abundance and did not use an abundance of water at the expense of the great effort of his servants to draw water from the well. The Chafetz Chaim further explained that when he entered the kitchen, he wanted to find out who was responsible for filling water in the barrels. He discovered that a Jewish maid was carrying the water along with her young daughter. The Chafetz Chaim asked the maid why she makes a living from such hard work, and she replied that she is a widow and has no one to support her. Therefore, she and her young daughter are working in this exhausting job. Then the Chafetz Chaim concluded his remarks and said, "Now you can understand why I washed my hands with the minimum amount of water required. I could not use the water abundantly, knowing that because of me, the widow and her young daughter would have to draw more water from the well." The Chafetz Chaim didn't just teach Torah, he lived it, not only in halacha, but in sensitivity, in seeing the other person, in choosing the good, even when no one was watching. Sometimes the smallest act of restraint is the greatest act of strength. We'll see you next time here on ARK. And if this spoke to you, feel free to subscribe, share, and help spread this light a little further. In a world full of noise, let's be the ones who choose kindness, thoughtfulness, and dignity